This video follows the sentencing of Bridia Lopez, who planned a violent home invasion against a friend who had shown her kindness by providing shelter and financial support. The victim emotionally describes being held at gunpoint while her children were close by, highlighting the fear, trauma, and betrayal she continues to suffer.
The State of Ohio versus Bridia Lopez. Case number is 25CR42478. Ms. Lopez is present today with her attorney, Chloe Kirby. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. Madam Interpreter, would you please identify yourself for the record?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Roxana Hazlett, Supreme Court of Ohio, certified inter.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
State ready. Is there a victim in the case that wishes to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous right now.
take your time. You can take a breath, take a drink of water.
There's a lot of emotions going on right now, so I am nervous.
Can the interpreter request you speak a little bit louder so I can hear?
I'm gonna try my best.
Thank you.
I just want to start by thanking each of you for being here today. This is not easy for me, and I truly appreciate everyone who has helped me get here and get me through all these tragic events. When I say everyone, I mean my family, my neighbors, Detective Ekreis, the prosecutor Brian, and his assistants, Erica and Melissa, and everyone who is watching us on social media because I wanted to share my story. I also want to thank you, Judge, for taking my case, for keeping my family safe while this trial is underway. Before I begin reading my statement, I want to ask you, Judge Pillar, do you have any children?
Yes.
How is your sleep?
I can't. This is a little improper for you to question me, but you're welcome to make a statement.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answers. The reason I asked is because I want to tell you what happened to me on the night of February 21st, 2025 at 4:49 a.m. The night that I prayed God with so much faith, asking Him to bless my home and keep my family safe, without imagining that it will become the worst night of my life. Imagine you're at home right now, you're sleeping, your kids are in bed, your significant other is not around. It's a peaceful, normal night. You fall asleep, everything is quiet, and suddenly you hear noises. You check your phone, it's almost 5 a.m., and you think nothing of it but planning going back to sleep. And then you hear footsteps, and bam, you wake up to a stranger man on top of you with a gun pointed at your head. How will you feel? But that's what will go through your mind. Because in that moment, I was in shock and terrified for my life and for my kids sleeping in the next room. I thought I was done. I thought this was it. I thought I was gonna die. Hearing the gun cocking back was so traumatizing that all I could think of was, God, please take care of my kids. This was the scariest thing that has ever happened to me and my family in my entire life. This event has caused so much trauma for me and my children's life that has become unmanageable without medication. The most tragic part of all of this is that the person I was helping the most, the person I trusted more than anyone, was the one who betrayed me and caused all this pain. After everything I did for her, opening my home to her, caring for her financially, defending her, and knowing her for over 5 years, less than 3 months of living with us was not enough for her to bring in men into my home and hurt me. But not just me, my kids too. Someone I trusted was secretly plotting against me the whole time. I believe that this started because she became very controlling over my kids, wanting them to love her more. I had a trip in January and she wanted to watch over my kids, but the first night I checked on my cameras and saw that she was not caring for them. She slept through the whole time. So I ended up sending my kids to my mom's house instead. She got angry. She knew I had cameras all over the home. And when I wasn't around, she would turn off them and bring in different men inside my house. She was told never to bring any men into my house and to respect my space while staying with us. This continued until I asked her to find another place to live because things were not working out. We had another disagreement about my kids just 2 weeks before she set me up. During her interrogation, she said that this was my fault because I kept my kids away from her. This type of thinking is psychotic and delusional. My phone ended up with 2 bullet holes in it, knowing those shots could have been in my head. The second time that the man said, "Yo, I think she called the police," he was ready to pull the trigger. Everything happened so fast that all I could think was pray for my kids and beg for them not to get hurt. After all, was my youngest son, my 8-year-old, saying, he said, "Dear mommy, you are so lucky." And I asked him why. And he replied, "Because you didn't get shot. You could have been killed." He kept wondering, why would someone do this to you? Especially after we surprised her at midnight on her birthday with love and kindness. Just 2 weeks before she set me up. All because I asked her to find a place to live. The part I cannot understand is her connection to Jonathan Garcia. That Jonathan Garcia did it and convinced her to participate. Before that, she told me that she didn't like him and wanted to see him locked up because he was known for robbing and hurting people, even people I know, including my kid's aunt and my kid's own children's mothers. His own children's mothers. He told people he was going to hurt my husband and rob from him. My husband always knew Garcia was after him and always watched his back from him. Mr. Garcia told detective that he doesn't know me, that he only knows my husband. But I will be here tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow, Your Honor, to stand in front of him and refresh his memory. It's funny how one of my children shares blood with one of his abandoned kids. There is no way that he doesn't remember me. My husband was removed from my house and later deported. Do you think that was a coincidence? Absolutely not. Mr. Garcia waited for this to happen, and with Ms. Lopez's help, he didn't hesitate. It's clear in the text messages found on her phone. Before Ms. Lopez was arrested, she also confessed that Garcia was coming after me because he always wanted to rob my husband, and I was now seen as an easy target. Garcia's girlfriend is reaching out to my husband on Facebook, trying to have a conversation. But why now? She's now giving out people's names, claiming that Garcia didn't do it. Your Honor, we had nothing against Garcia or any desire to get him in trouble. This whole situation was caused by Ms. Lopez and her psychotic behavior. We have heard that there are minimum sentencing guidelines, but they're not enough. We will never feel safe if she's released, and honestly, we may never feel truly safe again. Because of this situation, I'm being forced to move from my home. I love Mason. You do not see things like this happen in Mason, especially with the Hispanic community. We love Miss Lopez so much that we did everything we could for her. Shelter, support, financial help. If she doesn't consider that love, then I don't know what else is she expecting from a friendship. She confessed to me that she came here legally at 13 years old. She never learned the language, dropped out of middle school, and rely on manipulating men for support. Do justice not only for me, but for my children, for Mason, and for all the families out there who would not be safe if she's released. Thank you for your time, Your Honor, and thank you everyone here today. Thank you, ladies, for helping with this case, and thank you, translator. I hope that nothing like this ever happens to any of your families. Good luck, and may God bless you. May God forgive her, because I can't. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I do want to discuss a couple things with you. Judge, if you look on the screen there, this is a video from the security camera inside the victim's bedroom. And I'm just going to play a little portion of it.
No, I swear on my kid.
Here's the phone.
I swear on my kid. My phone is right here.
Here's the phone. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't look at me.
Okay.
Now, you heard the victim talk about the trauma that she's been through. I mean, I don't know how you can quantify with a sentence what that does to someone. But her child's in the other room, and a man with a loaded gun has it to her head while they're robbing her house. And there's only one reason that happened. It's the defendant. Initially, Judge, the defendant attempted to make it seem like she was simply kind of a dupe of Jonathan Garcia, that she was somehow persuaded by him, and he had control over her, and somehow that's why this happened. You heard me talk about when we had a pretrial with Mr. Garcia previously. Inside Jonathan Garcia's phone, when they did a phone extraction, the police did, there is an extensive conversation between the defendant and Jonathan Garcia regarding what took place here. And it is clear as day that the motivating force behind this is the defendant. She's the one that enlisted Jonathan Garcia and his cohorts to do what you just saw on that screen. She offered them payment if they were not able to get anything from the robbery. She said she would pay them, and I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, it was like $3,000 or $4,000 if they were not successful in robbing that house. So, you know, I understand that I believe she's set to be deported once she finishes her sentence. I understand that there's not been an ability to find a criminal record for her, which I don't know if it does or does not exist. And I understand that there may be things in her history that are somewhat mitigating. However, I would point out to the court that from my perspective, that does not in any way outweigh doing this to someone for whatever reason. I mean, I understand that she and this Garcia thought that there would be potentially money and drugs in this house, but that doesn't change the harm that's done to her and her children. And so I do agree that a minimum sentence in this case would not in any way reflect the seriousness of what took place. The minimum she's facing is 6 years. From my perspective, Judge, I think a 10-year sentence would be appropriate considering what you just saw. We can't have people in civilized society be allowed to act that way and not receive a severe punishment, especially knowing this would not have happened but for her. So, Judge, the state would ask for that sentence, and we appreciate your time.
Are there any, how many people were taken into custody over this incident?
2. They have not, there has been continual efforts, Judge, to identify others. I believe there's potentially some information about who another might be, but there's not sufficient evidence for an arrest. What I can tell you is Ms. Lopez initially indicated that she was going to be helpful in this case. And ultimately, the information she provided was not truthful because she tried to, as I said, downplay her involvement when in reality, she's the driving force behind this crime.
The other individual is
Mr. Garcia.
Garcia.
We have his case set for a conference tomorrow.
Okay. There's no agreed sentence.
In this case, no, sir.
Okay.
She just pled guilty. The only.
I mean, in his case.
Oh, in his case, no, sir.
Okay.
It looks like that case is actually going to trial, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Kirby, anything on behalf of Ms. Lopez?
In reviewing the pre-sentence investigation and having conversations with my client, it appears that she has had an extremely troubled childhood that included homelessness, multiple instances of sexual assault. She moves to the United States for a better future. In some case, got that for a while. There is no criminal history to report in Mexico or in the United States. She is going on 9 months in custody, which to somebody who has no involvement with law enforcement previously has been extremely difficult for her. From my perspective, she has taken accountability. Although she understands and pled guilty to being an accomplice, Ms. Lopez was not one of the individuals that you saw in that video. The prosecutor stated that her cooperation was not helpful because she downplayed her involvement. But in fact, her cooperation was helpful. It was able to lead law enforcement in directions that they may not have been able to go down had she not worked with them.
Who's they?
Law enforcement.
Would not have been able to
locate some individuals that they were trying to find.
They've only found one, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
The minimum mandatory sentence in this case is 6 years, not diminish the seriousness of this offense. Judge, she also has an ICE holder on her, so upon her completion of the sentence, she will be deported back to Mexico. I heard the victim say in her statement that she will never feel safe if she is released. But she will never be released back to this community, and she will never come back to Warren County. She will go back to Mexico upon release.
Did she come here legally the first time that you're aware of?
I don't know if I can comment on. I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't know, that's good enough. I was just thinking, if she came here undocumented once, she could do it again. Ms. Lopez, is there anything you would like to say?
First of all, I want to apologize to the state as well as the victim.
Yeah.
My intention was never to harm anybody. I am very sorry for my actions. If I could change things, I would done it. I would change it without thinking twice. I don't understand when the prosecutor says that I didn't help. The information that I gave, without it, they would have not been able to arrest Jonathan. I've been trying to do the best I can to make up for my mistakes by helping them. As far as what she says that since I am 13, I depend on men. I have been with men since I'm 6 years old, but not because I wanted to.
I considered the statement of the victim. On count one,
Acusación 1.
the sentence is 5 to 7.5 years.
Son de 5 a 7 años y medio.
On the specification to
Con la
count one,
especificación de la acusación 1.
the sentence is 3 years for a
Sentencia
total
son 3
sentence.
años por un total de.
Prosecutors present surveillance footage and other evidence showing Lopez was the driving force behind the crime, even promising to pay her accomplices if the robbery did not succeed. Because of the seriousness of the offense, the prosecution seeks a 10-year prison sentence. The defense points to Lopez's troubled background and argues that she cooperated with investigators. Lopez addresses the court with an apology, claiming she helped authorities arrest her co-defendant, Jonathan Garcia. The judge ultimately sentences Lopez to between 8 and 10.5 years in prison, emphasizing accountability and the need to protect the public.